We do dock ships at 15.5 meters under normal tide. At high tide, we can even bring ships even at 16 meters. Let's say if we've got high tide, we'll bring those ships, even much bigger ships. We've handled, the biggest ship we've handled, it's about 366 meters long. The longest ship around at the moment is about 400 meters. The turning basin, which is the determining factor on what is the size of the ship that you can bring in, allows us to bring in a 400-meter vessel into our port. So we are, I will say, I think for the foreseeable future, I don't foresee any ship being longer than 400 meters in terms of the container ship. Of course, they're making them broader so that they can be able to take much more cargo. So we've got 3 tugboats, like I mentioned, that we'll be going on. The 3 tugboats that we have are the 3 7-ton bollard pull tugs. They are one of the strongest tugs, I think, around, that are port-based. Once of course you start going outside, you start having much bigger. If you may maybe see one of the tugs spraying the water, these tugs are also used for firefighting. So if we've got a ship on fire, or we've got maybe the cargo on the ship burning, or a ship's burning outside, we will send these tugs. They use the seawater. They pumping at 12,000 cubes per hour, efficient for them to fight fire. They also carry foam. So if we've got fire that we cannot be able to use water for, we will use those, the foam to extinguish the that we have. But I also want to mention something before we go far, driver. So here we've got a challenge of wind. We've got a challenge of wind. When it gets to this period up to end of August, the wind is very strong, and we are forced to stop because the OEM will, the owners of the equipment will tell us that at such and such a speed you have to stop for safety reasons. You don't want to damage cargo, you don't want to damage vessel, you don't want to injure employees. Yes, so we stop. Then what we have done now, working with TNPA, we got the short tensioners. So in actual fact, you actually tie down the vessel. Besides the ropes that the vessel has, you actually use those pieces of equipment, those orange pieces of equipment standing there. Yeah, those are the pieces of equipment that we use to tighten up the vessel. Then over and above that, there is a new technology now called AMS, automated mooring system. So it works like a magnet. So it holds the vessel. It is attached on the vessel. It holds the vessel so that the vessel doesn't move. Yeah. So as it is now, because of the current, the vessel will move like 2 meters. So the crane itself, you've got the limited room for error, you know, when you are working on the hedge. So you can't afford 2 meters movement, you know, on the crane. So those are the technologies that we are using at the moment to make sure that we are still productive and competitive as a terminal. All right. we always strive to improve. This terminal, I don't want to say a lot, President, but it's one of the best terminals in the country in terms of the efficiencies. There is a lot that we received from our group principals in terms of supporting us, you know, making sure that employees are motivated. So they are doing exceptionally well in terms of the moves that were expected to